Enjoy Your Life by Dr. Muhammad Abdul Rahman Al Arifi. Translated by Salim Beg, edited by Naseem Chaudhry. Publisher's Foreword. It so happened that in the year 2007, I was in the city of the Prophet ﷺ. It has been my old habit that whenever I travel to a city, I always make it a point to visit all its bookstores. When it comes to books, the city of Medina is in its own league. In the bookstores of Medina, one is bound to come across all the newly published literature, and shopping for books is, of course, my favorite pastime. The staff who work at most of the bookstores near the Prophet's Mosque know me on a personal basis, as a large number of Jerusalem's publications are available at these stores. One day, when I was visiting one of these bookstores, I looked at the shelves and noticed a book called Enjoy Your Life. Just as I was about to pick it up, Abu Abdullah greeted me, hugged me, and asked, "When did you arrive? How long are you here for?" Meanwhile, I reached out for the book. Abu Abdullah, who is originally from Yemen, has been involved in the book market for a long time. He is one of the many Jerusalem distributors. He noticed the book in my hand and said, "This book is excellent. If you were to publish its translation, it would be considered a valuable addition to the international Islamic book collection." He continued as he held my hand. "This book has made a record number of sales. Sometime earlier in my hotel room, I began reading the book. As I continued reading, I became more and more captivated by it. There is no doubt that the subject of the book itself was the thing that most interested me. Solutions to all the problems of the Muslim nation are present in the life of Allah's Messenger ﷺ. His life is certainly an example for us to follow and a model for us to refer to at all times. No matter how a problem arises in our lives, if we look to the Prophet's Seerah for a solution, we will surely find it. What makes this book outstanding is that it deals with our social problem in light of the prophetic lifestyle. The work is filled with incidents from the Seerah, Islamic history, and the author's own experiences. By reading this book and implementing it practically, all of us can make our lives more enjoyable and more tranquil. This book includes remedies for despondency and numerous tips on how to keep worries and strays at bay. The author of this book, Dr. Muhammad bin Abd ar-Rahman al-Arifi, is a well-known scholar and lecturer from Saudi Arabia. His audiences are left mesmerized during his lecture, as he has such a unique way of speaking that even us, the non-Arabs, are enchanted by his words. A visit to any of the Islamic audio cassette shops in this land gives proof to the popularity of this talented lecturer, and a single hearing of any of his lectures guarantees addiction. When I returned to Riyadh from Medina, I requested one of our Egyptian Jerusalem associates, Muhammad Shakir Qadi, to establish contact with Dr. Al-Arifi and to request permission for the translation of his book. After a few days, we managed to establish contact with Dr. Al-Arifi. Fortunately for us, he was already familiar with Jerusalem. As he said himself, most of the books he takes on his international travels are of Jerusalem publication. It is always easier to work towards an agreement if there is preceding familiarity. We invited Dr. Al-Arifi over to Jerusalem's headquarters for a visit, and he gladly accepted the invitation. Thus we had the pleasure of his company. I found him to be just as handsome and immaculate as are his works and lectures. He has a unique and charming character and a very humble personality. I know from my experience with people in the Islamic world that the more famous and well respected a person becomes, the more modest and noble is his behavior. Dr. Al Arifi signed the contract with Jerusalem and then excused himself, saying he was in a hurry and that he would return soon to discuss further details. After a couple of weeks or so, as I was traveling once again to Medina, I coincidentally noticed Dr. Al Arifi seated on the same plane. As the seat beside him was empty, we had the opportunity to sit together and familiarize ourselves with each other even more. We spoke at length and felt closer to one another. A few days later, he returned to Jerusalem and gave us a number of new suggestions. We introduced him to some of our projects, and it was then decided that Jerusalem would translate his book into various languages. He explained how his book, Enjoy Your Life, is in reality a summary of his entire life experience. He spent a considerable amount of time authoring this book. There is no doubt that he wrote this work from the very depth of his heart, and one really must read it to realize and acknowledge the beauty of it. This book was published in Arabic in Shaban 1428 AH, corresponding to August 2007, and within the span of 1 year it had sold 100,000 copies. As mentioned previously, Dr. Muhammad Al-Arifi is indigenously from Saudi Arabia. He is from the famous Arab tribe known as Banu Khalid. It goes without mentioning that Banu Khalid are the descendants of the famous soldier Mujahid and the companion of the Prophet Khalid bin al-Walid. May Allah be pleased with him. Dr. Muhammad bin Abdul Ar-Rahman al-Arifi were born in the year 1970. He graduated from Saudi universities where he acquired his PhD. The title of his PhD research thesis was Ara, Shaykh al-Islam bin Taymiyyah fi al-Sufiya Zam wa Diras. The views of Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah on Sufism, a compilation and study. Currently, he is a founding and dignitary member of various Dawah organizations, as well as being a member of their advisory committee. He is also a member of the advisory board for many international organizations. Aside from being a visiting professor in various Saudi and foreign universities, he is also a professor in King Saud University of Riyadh. He has been delivering Friday sermons for over 20 years in different mosques in Saudi Arabia. Currently, he delivers his Friday sermons in Al Bawardi Mosque, which is a major mosque located in the south of Riyadh. Every Friday, so many people attend that it is impossible to find a parking space anywhere in the vicinity of the mosque. Once I had the opportunity of praying the Friday prayer behind Dr. Al-Arifi. We arrived at the mosque very early, but despite that, we had to park very far away. The ground floor of the mosque was fully occupied, so we went up to the first floor, where we were able to find a place to sit. Soon afterwards, the first floor also became congested with worshippers. Dr. Muhammad Al-Arifi is an amazing orator. He was fortunate enough to be a student of Sheikh Abdul Aziz bin Baz for 15 to 16 years, and from whom he learned tafsir and fiqh. For 8 years, he took lessons from Dr. Abdullah al-Zibrin in Tawheed. His other teachers include Shaykh Abdullah bin Qud, Shaykh Abd al-Rahman bin Nasir al-Barak, and various other scholars. His connection with the scholars of Medina go back very far. During his days as a student and thereafter, he learned fiqh from those scholars. He has memorized the Quran and is known for his fine recitation. He takes a special interest in Hadith literature and has received licenses for the chains of transmission for various Hadith texts from a number of scholars. More than 20 of his works in Arabic has been published and distributed in nearly a million copies. His books, which are often published in four colors, are attractive and pleasing to the eye and available at low cost. It is because his books deal with issues affecting the lives of everyday people that they are acclaimed and appreciated by all. Many well-wishers make his books their choice for their donations and free distribution. The following is a list of some of the works of Dr. Muhammad al-Arifi.